Hi, everyone, and welcome to the AI Shift. And the AI Shift is a weekly 15-minute strategy session designed for business owners who want clarity, not complexity. Whether you're stuck in tool overload, scattered workflows, or just unsure where to start, this is where strategy meets execution. It's designed to reset your week, sharpen your thinking, and turn AI from hype into help. Hi everyone, my name is Craig, and it's very good to be with you today for another edition of the AI Shift. And this week we're going to talk about something that quietly costs businesses thousands of dollars every year, no matter what your business is, who you are. And we're going to talk about this situation, which most business owners don't even realize it's happening, and continue on as though things are going as per normal. So every week your business learns something. A better way to do a task, an insight from a customer, from sales objections, from improving your processes, or a mistake that you or one of your staff rather not make again. I had one of those. I had one every day, probably. Had one last week that made the mistake with a product code that happened and sent out the wrong, ordered the wrong product and sent the wrong product to a customer. And it cost us extra dollars to get that product back and the replacement product sent out. So it happens. So the problem isn't that businesses aren't learning. The problem is that businesses are forgetting. And in an AI-driven world, that matters more than ever. So today we're going to talk about why businesses forget their own lessons. And let's jump into it. So most businesses think knowledge is a byproduct of work, something that happens naturally, something people just remember. We all think, oh yes, we've done that before, so it'll just remember. Our staff have done it, they'll just remember. But something important is changing. Knowledge is becoming a business asset, just like cash, customers, intellectual property. Knowledge now creates a competitive advantage. And the businesses that win won't necessarily learn faster. They'll remember better. Because AI is changing the value of knowledge. In the past, forgetting a lesson was frustrating. Today, forgetting a lesson means losing an opportunity to prove every future decision. We're going to look at that today in your business and how it benefits you, your business, and your use of AI. And the myth we're going to look at is that experience automatically becomes knowledge. And we're going to bust that today because we're going to discuss, most leaders assume if we've learned it once, we'll remember it. If we've learned it once, we'll remember it. That sounds reasonable, but it rarely works that way. Is that what happened when you went to school? You learned something once and you've never forgotten it? The reality is knowledge often lives in places it shouldn't. It lives inside conversations. Have you sat down and just had a cup of tea or coffee with a customer to discuss some things and you learned something during that discussion? With one of your staff members, having a sandwich with them, out on the road with them, and you learned something from that discussion? It happens inside inboxes. Someone sent you an email or you read an email from someone who may be doing some cold outreach to you and you like the way they structured the email. You might learn it inside meetings. Someone raises something, a point, but only everything you've recorded in your meetings are the actual action tasks, not the thinking behind those. They're in Slack messages. They're inside documents that nobody opens. Your operating standards, your instruction manuals. And more than likely, they're in someone's head. And if that person leaves, that goes with them. The business learns, but the business doesn't retain. A lesson not captured is a lesson eventually repeated. So why does this matter? So let's make it practical. Why does this matter for you, for your business, for your staff, for your operation, and for your future? Let's have a look at one example. A client issue gets solved brilliantly. The team figures out exactly what caused it, they fix it, everyone moves on. Fantastic. 6 months later, the exact same issue happens again with another customer, but the team starts solving it from scratch because no one captured the lesson that was learned and the solution. Another example, a marketing campaign performs exceptionally well. Leads increase, conversions improve, revenue grows. A year later, nobody can explain exactly why it worked. Have you captured the lessons from that campaign? Another example. Let's say a team member creates a better process. It could be a better way of processing orders. It could be a better way of doing a stock take at the end of the financial year, as we've all got coming up in a couple of weeks. And it saves you maybe half an hour every day. And that could be 30 minutes a day, which over a week is 2.5 hours per week, which over a month is a day and a bit, a day and a half, no, a day and a quarter, back to you or your team. It saves hours, it improves consistency, but then that person leaves. And the improvement leaves with them. Because it may have been way just packaging a box, packaging an order, loading a pallet, doing something that they saw could improve their workflow 30 minutes. They just did it within the guidelines of the company and they'll finish their work, but they left and they took that with them. Businesses rarely suffer because they lack knowledge. They suffer because they lose knowledge. You lose the experience. So every forgotten lesson creates repeated mistakes, not by intent, but just the fact that new people are coming through. Things happen, new staff, different day, different customer, different territory, different product. Duplicated effort, slower decisions, and inconsistent execution. So the most expensive mistake is the one you've already paid to learn, because you're doubling up when you've got to do it again and do it again and do it again. And we've all been there. We've all been there and we all know this happens. And here's what's really happening. You're paying twice. Once to learn the lesson, that's your first payment, through mistakes, lost opportunities, experimentation, trial and error, inefficient workflows, work practices, whatever. Your second payment is then you pay again because the lesson was forgotten and the same problem appears later. This creates what I call a learning leakage, or what we call a learning leakage around here. The business gains experience, but the experience never compounds. I fondly remember my first roll out on the road with a sales rep, and went out for a day or a week with the experienced sales rep, the gentleman, and I never captured all the things he told me. And I learned some heavy lessons after that by not just capturing through his experience. So if learning doesn't accumulate, improvement doesn't compound. On the shoulders of giants. That's where we all stand. And the new reality now is with AI, and this is where AI will change everything. In the past, knowledge management was often optional. Today, it's becoming infrastructure. Because AI systems become dramatically more valuable when they have access to decisions you've already made and the logic behind those decisions and the thinking behind those decisions, the lessons you've already learned, the customer insights you've already discovered, and the mistakes you've already corrected. AI doesn't just need information, it needs your organizational memory. The quality of future decisions depends on the quality of remembered lessons. And also, just as a side note, and we've spoken about it before, the mistakes, the customer insights, the feedback become content topics or subjects for your content marketing in videos and explainer videos in the future. So this has many avenues for you. So, what happens then this week? So, here's the question for this week, just one question. Ask yourself, what does our business learn every week that disappears by Friday? Think about customer interactions and conversations, customer feedback. Think about sales objections. Think about operational mistakes, process improvements, project lessons, team discoveries. Think about when you're out driving around and someone's territory, or even when you go shopping and you see things that you say, gee, that could be a benefit to us when we do this. Well, that's an interesting way to attach this. Where do those lessons go? Where do the lessons go that you learn every week? Not only all the lessons that your staff learn all the week. Are they captured? Are they accessible? Can anyone use them later? If the answer is no, you don't have an information problem. You have a retention problem. So, one action, simple. Create a lessons learned log. You might want to run this for yourself for the next week, next month, just to see what it's like for you personally. Capture in a Google Sheet, Excel spreadsheet, somewhere easy for you to create a lessons learned log. So you capture what happened, what did we learn, and what should we do differently next time. Add to it every day. Every time something comes through, a lesson learned. That's it. Do it for 1 week. Capture just 3 lessons. Don't even capture a lesson. Just capture 3 quality lessons. I'd like you to capture a lesson every day because I think you're learning every day. Then watch what happens. Because every lesson captured today becomes a decision shortcut for tomorrow. It goes with the decision log that you should be running as well. What decision you made, what assumptions were made. Like us for our business, our e-commerce business, we are increasing our prices 10% at the 1st of July. Reason being because our suppliers are increasing their prices. That's driven us to evaluate whether we should or not. The other thing is we're changing tactic with our product positioning, where we're positioning us in the market. And that needs a little bit of a change in the pricing that we're adopting online. And so we need to change that, and that's driven it. And then we'll test it. Also then flowed through to change some of our marketing activity and our promotional campaigns. So we wanted that, our new pricing, to reflect where we are trying to position ourselves and our products. And we have done that in a decision log. Then we'll capture our lessons. Small lessons captured consistently become competitive advantage. So we have a lessons log, a lessons learned log, and we have a decision log where we just record our decisions, the assumptions we made, what to do, and then the feedback and review them in a month's time, in 2 months' time, so forth. So we're learning from our decisions, and now we're learning from our lessons. And why this is so valuable for you, not only with your decision log and your lessons learned log, is you can feed those back through AI to start to see patterns and opportunities, some things that you can't see by just looking at it, that the AI, your AI tool of choice, will have the ability to help you decipher them. So most businesses think growth comes from doing more marketing, more sales, more activity. But often growth comes from something much simpler: forgetting less, not having to relearn. So the businesses that improve fastest are not the ones that learn the most. They're the ones that remember what they learn. And that's the shift for this week. I thank you for your attendance today. I hope you start the learned log spreadsheet today. Capture what lessons you've learned, 3 during the week, 1 every day, 3 every day. But start to learn those from those lessons, please. It'll benefit you in the long term. Start the process today. And if you don't start it today, the next best time to start it is tomorrow. So either start it Wednesday or Thursday this week, or at least start it by Friday. Please, it's for your benefit. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you do start the lessons log. It's been my pleasure to bring you this week's edition of the AI Shift. Until next